We're kicking off a brand new chapter of the podcast with a special 21-day series called From Purpose to Impact. I'm celebrating by giving back to listeners who are ready to take the next step. If you've been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of how to move forward in your online business, I want to hear from you. Simply go to youronlinebusinessmentor.com and tell me what's been holding you back. Or ask a question you'd love for me to answer on the show, and you'll be entered in a special listener giveaway for access to programs designed to support you in your journey. I can't wait to help you get unstuck and moving forward. Welcome to day 17 of my 21-day series, From Purpose to Impact. Today, I want to share why course creators need to make a shift to seeing themselves as experienced leaders and why this shift matters. This shift matters because it directly impacts three things: your students' results, your confidence as a leader, and the sustainability of your income. If your students are not finishing, not implementing, or not getting the transformation you know is possible, it is rarely because your content is lacking. Often, course creators think that they need to add more information, more value, more bonuses, more lessons, but these things are not adding to your course. What matters is how you lead. And if your income feels inconsistent or tied to big launch spikes, the delivery model itself might be the missing piece. This is not about abandoning your course or starting over. It's about evolving how you deliver them. Because the difference between a course creator and an experienced leader is not subtle. It changes how you design, it changes how you show up, and it changes the transformation that your students experience. Now, let me explain the difference between a course and a cohort-style experience. A typical evergreen course is a do-it-yourself model where someone purchases and watches alone, most times while half distracted. But a cohort-style experience is different. In a cohort, your students move through the material together. There's a start date, there's an end date, and there's milestones that everyone is working toward at the same time. You are no longer just the creator of content. You are a guide walking with them. And each week, as students are learning, they're also implementing. They're making decisions, asking questions, and they're getting feedback. By hearing what others are navigating and seeing real-time examples, this connection, proximity, and accountability creates something powerful. They move faster, they stop second-guessing because the validation allows them to make decisions quicker. This allows them to take action sooner. So instead of consuming information in isolation, they are progressing through a structured rhythm with support. And by the end of that experience, they reach a specific transformation. Not just knowledge, completion. And that is what I mean by an experience. Now, here's where the shift happens. A course creator typically focuses on content. How many modules? How many lessons? What do I need to include? But an experienced leader focuses on transformation. What milestones are we moving toward? Where will my students hesitate or get stuck? Where will they need reassurance? What decisions will feel heavy? Experienced leaders think about structure, accountability, and momentum. Now, this is where imposter syndrome can creep in. Because when you think about guiding people, not just teaching them, you might hear that little voice in your head that says, "Who am I to lead this? What if someone knows more than I do? What if I'm not the smartest person in the room?" So I want to challenge this thinking because I've been there. You honestly do not need to be the smartest person in the room. You just need to be slightly ahead of the person you're helping. Think about climbing a mountain. The person at the very top can inspire you. They can say you can do it, but it's the person just ahead of you on the trail, the one who just navigated that steep section, that loose rock, that confusing turn, that can reach back their hand and say, "Put your foot here, watch this step, you're closer than you think." That is proximity, and that's relatable and powerful. It's your perspective and your framework that's the differentiator. Your lived experience, the way you sequence things, the way you simplify complexity, and the way you anticipate where someone will get stuck, that is what creates value. In a world where AI can generate information instantly, people are not investing in more content. They are investing in guidance. They are investing in someone who will walk with them, help them decide, help them implement, and help them finish. If you have solved a problem that someone else is still navigating, or if you've walked through a process that someone's just starting, you are qualified to guide because you can see the next few steps more clearly than they can. Experienced leaders are not trying to impress people, they're trying to help people complete something meaningful. And this has been a big shift in perspective in my own business. I remember when I was leading my first cohort experiences, I was still focused on trying to wow my students. What were the biggest tips and tools and tricks that I could share with them so they would see me at this elevated level? But I realized it's not about me. It's about designing my offer around milestones and building rhythm into a journey that allows them to have conversation and accountability. My goal turned from how much content can I deliver to how many people can I help reach the transformation. So if you're listening to this and thinking, I've been focused on modules, not milestones, that awareness is the first step. That's the beginning of what I call the course evolution. This evolution is so powerful, I created a free guide to help you think through exactly how to make this shift from static course creator to experienced leader. It's time to design an offer that increases implementation, builds connection, and creates sustainable revenue. So here's what I want you to ask yourself. Where are you already just ahead of the person you want to help? And what would it look like to guide them through the journey instead of just handing them information? You don't have to be at the top of the mountain. You just have to be willing to reach back your hand. If you're ready to think of your course differently and want help designing that experience, connect with us at launchwithlydia.com. Remember, clarity and impact come from action.